next class, which is the first law of thermodynamic. Alright, I'm going to go to the fourth and the fifth one is to relate CVM and CPM to the degrees of freedom and use the relationship to identify the types of molecules. So I'm going to do number 4 and number 5, learning outcome. So let's turn to the page 250 and let's look at degree of freedom. Okay, 1 mole N is equals to 1 of an ideal gas with F degree of freedom. Okay, F degree of freedom at thermodynamic temperature, that means Kelvin, has internal energy U. So we give the formula, we know the formula, which is U equals to F over 2 RT. How do I know that? If you look at the notes, okay, you turn back to your notes. For 1 mole, okay, let me show you. Okay, so F over 2 RT, internal energy for 1 mole. Okay, alright. Now, consider 1 mole of an ideal gas, N is 1, at an ideal gas, this is an ideal gas, heated at constant volume. This is another keyword. Heated at constant volume. So heated at constant volume gives you what idea, class? Okay, right. So here, if it's heated at constant volume, we know delta Q. Okay, I'm going to write here. We know delta Q is equals to NCVM delta T. Correct? And since the N is 1, so we know delta Q is equals to CVM delta T. Constant volume also gives an idea that there is no work done. So W is equals to 0. So from the first law of thermodynamic, Q is equals to delta U plus W. Okay. And Q is equal, okay, I put delta, yeah. Delta Q equals to delta U plus W. And delta Q equals to CVM delta T equals to delta U plus 0. So delta U equals to CVM delta T. Alright, so this is 1. Okay. Next, we know from this formula, we bring here, we take CVM equals to delta U over delta T. Okay. And then we know U is equals to F over 2 RT. Okay, before that, okay, we already see here, right? Before that, if T is approaching to 0, delta T is approaching to 0, so from your maths, you know CVM is equals to du over dt. Okay, and U is equals to F over 2 RT. So you get d over dt F over 2 RT CVM. Okay, then we know that from here we can deduce that CVM is equals to F over 2 R. Okay, alright. From the formula we have studied between the relationship between CPM and CVM, we know CPM minus CVM is equals to R. So CPM is equals to CVM plus R, where CVM is F over 2R. So F over 2R plus R, you will get CPM equals to, from here, F plus 2 over 2R. Okay, so this is the formula for CVM with degree of freedom, a relationship of CVM with degree of freedom. This is a formula of relationship of CPM with degree of freedom, F plus 2. If you look at the book, it will be here, CVM and CPM. If you see under the learning outcome class, page 244, they want you to relate CVM and CPM to the degree of freedom. So when they say they want you to relate, there is a possibility you need to know how to derive the formula. Okay, alright, yeah, there is, and there was once they asked in the exam. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Therefore, CPM and CVM are related to the degree of freedom of the molecule. So they are related. The ratio, okay, this is another formula. The ratio of CPM over CVM is called the ratio of principal molar heat capacity, and symbol is gamma. It looks like a gamma, yeah? It's called as principal molar heat capacities. The formula will be CPM over CVM. Why? Because CPM is greater than CVM. Okay, so if you see in this table 10.4, this is one formula you have to memorize. Okay, if you see in table 10.4, you will notice they give you some example between the type of gas, because the type of gas is by looking at the degree of freedom, and then they give you the CVM, and then they give you the CPM. They take CPM minus CVM, they give you the answer, and here is G. This is not G, yeah, this is gamma, which is actually, you shouldn't use the word gamma. It's just principal molar heat capacity. The symbol is called gamma. Okay, so let's check this out whether this is correct or not. 20.78 divided by 12.47, you will get 1.67. Okay, so which is, this is the value of principal molar heat capacity. Okay, there was one time class, they asked the student this question: what is the principal molar heat capacity for argon or for helium? There was a time they did ask this. So either you want to memorize the value or you memorize in how to do it, is up to you. Okay, all right. Now if we know here, we know principal molar heat capacity is CPM over CVM, and CPM from this formula, okay, is F plus 2 over 2R divided by F over 2R, okay, CVM, this formula. You solve this, you will get the formula for principal molar heat capacity, F plus 2 over F. So this is another formula. A formula which relates principal molar heat capacity directly to degree of freedom. Okay, this is a formula of principal molar heat capacities with molar heat capacities. A formula of CVM with degree of freedom. Okay, so let me do one formula. Formula of CPM with degree of freedom. Formula of principal molar heat capacities with molar heat capacity, third formula. And a formula of principal molar heat capacity directly to the degree of freedom. You know, when you know your degree of freedom, that means it's your type of gases. Okay, let's look at monoatomic. Monoatomic degree of freedom, I assume this must be a room temperature, correct? So degree of freedom is 3. So 3 plus 2 divided by 3, you get 1.67. So you notice this value and this value is the same, correct? Alright, so for monoatomic gases. Okay, if diatomic is 5, so principal molar heat capacity 5 plus 2 divided by 5. So 7 divided by 5, you get 1.4 for diatomic. Okay, so for polyatomic is degree of freedom is 6. Straight you can find the principal molar heat capacity is 1.33. 6 plus 2 divided by 6. So today class, you know there are 4 formulas you have to memorize. Okay, so I've already covered. Number 4, you relate CVM and CPM to the degrees of freedom. And next, you have used the relationship to identify the type of molecule, which I'm going to give you later the questions to do. But before I give you the questions to do, I just want to explain example 10.6. Okay, 10.6. 819 joule of heat is added. That means what? Q is positive 819 joule to 2.14 mole of gas. That means N is 2.14 mole. Ideal gas. This is an ideal gas. It's very important to know ideal gas or real gas because it will affect your U. Alright? So that its temperature increases from 11.5 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. So temperature increases from T1, okay, 11.5. 11.5 means if I plus with 273, because it must be in thermodynamic temperature, so it will be 284.5 Kelvin, and T2 will be 30 degrees Celsius, which is 273 plus 30, which will be 303 Kelvin. Okay, alright. At constant pressure, okay, so there's a key word. This whole entire gas is behaving at a constant pressure. This whole system is under constant pressure. Okay, pressure is constant. So I write here, pressure is constant. Okay, the gas does okay, wait, let me underline this. I'm supposed to be underlining. Okay, the gas does 216 joule of work during the expansion. That means it's trying to tell you W is positive 216 joule. Okay, so that is what it gives me. Now calculate the change in internal energy of the gas. So they ask you to calculate the change in internal energy of the gas. So they want is delta U. So I can already assume here Q is positive, W is positive. So therefore my delta U should be positive. Okay, what shall I use? I use concept of thermodynamic law, which delta Q equals to delta U plus W. So 819 positive delta U plus positive 216. So I get my delta U as 819 minus 216, 603 joule. Should get positive. Okay, alright. Now it asked me to find, this is the answer for A, yeah? Yeah, put A. Okay, B, the value of gamma. Okay, now they ask us to find the value of gamma. I know my gamma must be CPM versus, okay, if you look here, the gamma here, I got CPM over CVM, and I also can use the formula of this formula, correct? I can also use this formula, which is gamma equals to F plus 2 over F. But I can't use this because the question did not tell me what type of gas. It didn't even mention about the gas. So I cannot use this formula, but I can use this. Okay, CPM over CVM. So how do I do that? Okay, let's see. Constant pressure. That means 819 joule. Definitely the Q will be N CPM delta T. Correct? So Q equals to N CPM delta T. Now how do I know that? Because constant pressure. So this must be the value of molar heat capacity, which is a CPM. So Q is 819 N is 2.14. CPM, delta T will be T2 minus T1, which is 303 minus 284.5. And if I'm lazy to solve this, but anyway, I look at the answer here. CPM, not lazy class, it's just that I don't want my video to extend more than 15 minutes, okay? CPM is equals to 20.7 joule mole -1 Kelvin -1. Okay, so you get the answer here. Okay, not yet finished yet, because we want to know what is the value of gamma, right? So we already know what is CPM, and we know that how do we find CVM, class? Yes, we know CPM is equals to CVM plus R. So 20.7 equals to CVM plus 8.31. So CVM equals to 20.7 minus 8.31. So CVM is 20.7 minus 8.31 is 12.39. Okay, then next, gamma or principal molar heat capacity is CPM over CVM, which is 20.7 divided by 12.39. So 20.7 divided by 12.39. So I get my answer is 1.67. Okay, I already found in the calculator, so I'm not that lazy, okay? Alright, anyway, so from here 1.67, if gamma, if they ask me, okay, the symbol, sorry, this is principal molar heat capacity. If they ask me what type of gas, I think I can answer that. How? What do you think? What type of gas? 1.67, so the gas should be a monoatomic gas. Okay, it should be a monoatomic gas. Alright, okay. So that is all about this lesson, class. We will continue.